And when you're on the pitch now, how has it changed that approach? Because there's a lot of people that have come on this podcast, and we talk about balance and the importance of having other interests outside your sport. And it does seem, as long as you're not consumed or distracted by other elements in life, but having that broader perspective on what it is does make it more enjoyable.
Oh, 100%. Like, we talk a lot about inspiring the next generation in our GB7 setup, and the fact now that I can do coaching outside of that, it's allowed me to be able to, I want to inspire the next generation on the pitch, and it's allowed my confidence to be better.
Yeah.
So I'm more confident now because I want my young girls to look at me and think, gosh, I want to play like Abi. Like, I want to be ruthless like her on the pitch. I want to be destructive, and I just want to be me. And that's kind of what I try to embody now on the pitch, to try and inspire my young girls.
And for a bit of perspective, you now play full-time rugby. You are on the pathway to Paris 2024, and you coach. How do you fit it all in?
You know, I barely do actually fit it all in, but I love being busy, and sometimes it is to my own detriment, me being so busy. I think when you're passionate about something, you find time for it. And I'm passionate about, because I could easily go through the next year just playing professional rugby for 15s and for 7s. But actually, the thing that makes me tick and the thing that makes me whole is coaching young girls. I want to do that when I finish playing. So why would I not start doing it now?
Why do you think that is?
I think because I think about the people who had such an impact on me when I was going through those ages of 16 to 18 years old. There's a coach called LJ Lewis who now coaches the England under-20s programme. She's like my second mum. She's coached me ever since I was 16 years old, all the way through to when I was about 21 at Wasps. And she is unbelievable. She has shaped me to be the best woman that I am now. And that's what I want to give to other young girls coming through.
That's so magic. Serving others. Now, you were part of the Sporty AF series with Team GB. Now, that's pretty special to have been a part of that panel. What did you learn from being a part of that with those other Olympians?
Yeah, it was a really unique experience just to be able to learn about the other challenges that other women face in the sport. I think that a lot of the time people see us as like these superhuman people and like nothing ever hurts us or anything like that. But actually just to be able to speak to other women about their experiences that they've had, like the challenges, or some of them coming back from childbirth, which I think is absolutely crazy. Like,
it's mental, isn't it? It blows my mind.
Honestly, thinking about like having a baby and then coming back to rugby, I don't know if I could ever do that. And just the fact that like there were at least 3 people there, 3 athletes there who were just incredibly able to share their experience of 1, being an athlete, but 2, being a mother in professional sport was super, super inspiring and so amazing to hear. And I was just felt super privileged to be a part of it. Like just the fact that these women are so amazing in their own right, but then amazing as athletes as well, I find pretty cool. And I learned a lot from every single one of them.
Is there a trending theme there throughout that series where you could all connect and relate?
They don't let their challenges define them. And I think that that is a super cool concept that every single female athlete went through within that series, that they all have their own challenges that they face, but they never let them define them.
In the series, you spoke a bit about strength and your superpower being your strength. What does strength mean to you?
For me, strength is a really powerful word that we always really associate with men. And I think that that's like the way that I see strength is so much different to how traditionally we used to see the word strength. And I want to be able to change the perception around that and use that word to empower women, because it empowers me.
Yeah.
It's empowered me for years, that the strength that I have on the rugby pitch is to be able to bust through tackles, to be able to beat people by just absolutely running over the top of them. Like, that is what strength means to me. Strength means different to so many different people. It can be your mental strength, and I say I carry myself with a lot of that as well.
An abundance of that, Abi, an abundance.
But I just want to be able to change the perception around what is strong. Like, can women be strong? Yeah, we can be. Like, that is one of the reasons why I carry that word so close to me is strength. That is my super strength on the pitch.
So for those people that want to check out that series, where can they find it and who's in it?
Yeah, so they can find it on YouTube, on the Team GB channels. On there, it involves a range of different athletes, from athletics, from cycling, from judo. It involves me and one of my really good friends, Kimberly Woods, who's recently just become world champion. And I'm pretty sure she's going to hate me because I always say it wrong. It's either canoe or kayak, but I think it's canoe.
I think it's canoe. It's canoe.
And she always hates me because I always say it wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really cool series that talking about different challenges that women face, from like childbirth to mental health to periods, all of it. And yeah, it's a pretty cool series.
Now talk to me a little bit about body image, because you've got a pretty special thing going on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so recently, well, not as recently, before I was poorly, I ran a page called Absolutely Positive, which was about promoting body image. It was basically talking about that every person's body has like a purpose, whether that be us just walking up and down this river, or my purpose is I'm a doctor, so I've got to be able to be on my feet for so long. Like, everybody has a purpose. It's not just your body is not made to not do anything. It was a really, really big part of that we didn't show that as women's rugby players, that our body is made for a purpose, that we all wanted to fit into this small mould of being like influencers and like models and stuff like that. And that was a really, really big thing, especially when I was growing up, and I wanted to show people that we don't have to look like that. And if I'm being honest, after I'd been ill, my body went through an absolute whirlwind of losing 20 kilos, putting back on 30 kilos, then like trying to find, like, I was like skinny but chunky, like it was so confusing. And I probably didn't show that much on my social media because I felt a bit ashamed of that.
Do you think that's important for you moving forward as a role model to share that for the next generation? And is that something that translates into your coaching?
1,000%. Me and some of my friends have had really good conversations about this, because I'm not as active on that platform anymore, but I'm still a very good advocate for body image. What has stopped me from sharing that part of me? I don't actually know when I think about it, like why I haven't shared all of that with everybody. And I think because
it is tiring though. It's work.
It is. And I think because my illness was such like a vulnerable part of my life and a really critical part of my life, that there were some things that I didn't want to share with everybody. But actually, after reflecting on it, my body went through absolute hell, like being 60 kilos, and I went up to 90 kilos. Now I'm back down to like 85. Like, it's so confusing, but it's actually okay for me to be like that. Like, my body saved my life at the end of the day. If I wasn't as, literally.
So let's celebrate that.
It did. It saved my life. If I wasn't as muscular as what I was before I went into that coma, like if I was my mum's weight, my mum weighs about 65 kilos.
There'd be nothing left of her.
Absolutely nothing left of her.
Wow.
So it's like, that is the main thing that my body saved me. I need to show it more to people that's what was one of the main things that helped me through.
Let's celebrate that. That truly is so powerful. Now, body image is something that is often scrutinised in the media, on social media, trolling on the likes of Twitter. Rugby does have lots of different body types. As a player, is that something that you feel is still scrutinised in the media? Or do you think we are getting to a point where we're past that and there is a celebration of the capability of what our bodies can do?
I think yes and no. I think within rugby, because there are so many different body types, that people kind of look at us and think, oh yeah, that's it, there's so many different body types. But then even like you look at women's football, at the moment, Beth Mead coming back for her ACL, the amount of comments that were on a social media post about how much bigger she had gotten from an ACL injury was ridiculous.
That's disgusting.
I was looking at it like thinking, she's just been through a traumatic experience, ACL tear, she hasn't been able to train, And
the loss
people,
of her mum as well.
exactly. And then people commenting on her body, and I thought that was horrendous.
It's disgusting.
But it's like, still in women's football, people are put in a box, I think, that like they are a certain body shape and they have to look like that. I do think women's rugby is more accepting because everybody is so different. Like people can go from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. But I do think there is a place within women's sport and the media around women's sport that does need to be addressed and does need to be better.
I feel like we're slowly making steps
Yes.
towards that. And I think you are a very big part of that. And especially with your platform going into the Olympics. Because we're on the road, right?
Yeah,
We're
we are on the road.
We're on the
We are on
road.
the road.
Casual.